I'm wearing today. Are you a little bit surprised? I was surprised when I tried these new colors. This is a natural, neutral makeup look. You are gonna love it. This is something you've never seen before. We have never offered a look this amazing. I'm so excited about it. I have probably never been more excited about a makeup look than I am about this one I'm going to share with you today. In this makeup look, we're going for the all natural, the nude, the neutral, something that leaves people wondering why you look so good. You'll know why, but they'll be guessing because there's not going to be any distinguishable colors on your face. Everything we're using today is a neutral, natural, slightly shimmery. It's going to give you that dewy, glowy, I just look beautiful all the time look. I've already started with all my foundations. I've got my brows, my correctors, my concealers, everything on. Of course, I've got primer on my eyes, primer on my lips, and primer on my eyelashes. And I will tell you, primers are the key to this look really having that polished, refined quality. If you skip the primers, your makeup's gonna fade throughout the day. It'll crease in all the places. Your lashes will look fuller and thicker with the primer. You can skip the lash primer if you want. That's not gonna affect the quality of the mascara, but the lips and the eyes especially will maintain the beautiful clarity of color if you put those on first. And it only takes you 10 seconds, so it's a no-brainer. So as I always do, we're gonna start with the eyes and come down. We're gonna be using 4 colors today. So you'll notice when you look at these, it's something you haven't seen before, right? It looks like you're probably wondering. You're probably having the same question I did when Anne brought this eyeshadow to me and she said, I want you to try this. I'm really curious how it's gonna look. And I said, Anne, this is like gray brown. What are you talking about? She's like, just put it on, just try it. And I tried it. And I will have to tell you, I've never been more surprised by a makeup color before. So just wait. This will be the last color we put on. So you'll have to build anticipation for it. So because we are using more neutral colors, I wanted to keep our base really clean so that those colors wouldn't become muddied or lose their beautiful clean quality. So I'm gonna start with the large blender brush and I'm gonna get a nice coating of this matte white and I'm gonna put it all over the eyelid. So the entire eyelid all the way up to the brow bone. This is gonna set your primers. It's gonna create a beautiful, beautiful clean palette. And then we can decide where and how we want the color to show up. So our next color is going to be hibiscus. So this is going to be put on with the small blender brush. Everything I'm using today is a larger, fluffier brush because we're not using those deep saturated colors, so our precision isn't as key. What we're going for more is a diffused blended, and I know those are type 2 words, but trust me, you're gonna love the outcome. So we're gonna cover this in the crease area. This is gonna warm it up. Because we did use all of our foundations and concealers, we took out the natural blush of our own skin, and so we're putting that back in, and that's why we're using hibiscus. So this is another matte, so it's not gonna draw attention with shimmer. It's going to create the beautiful warming up color. So that's on our eyelid, all the way across, well, not quite all the way, about 3/4 in. From the outside, 3/4 in the crease area. So this is gonna go slightly up on the brow, slightly down on the lid because we're using a blender brush. So we've got that in. Now we're gonna come back in. Actually, we're gonna use the angled brush, sorry. So we're gonna use our angled brush now. This is Trinity. So this is the color we came out with a few months ago and everyone has been loving it. This is that deep, icy burgundy color. This is that color that only we get to wear. We are gonna tap it off on our hand because this is more of an intense color. And what I'm gonna do is create that C or triangle effect here on the outer eye. So we're gonna go the outer third of the eye or even the outer quarter, depending on how much you want. We're gonna tap this in. Tapping allows you to decide where the color goes. If you swipe, you're gonna end up with the darkest amount in one spot and then it's gonna blend over. But if you tap, you can kind of control where you put that color. And then we're gonna come in, down onto the eyelid a little bit, like here. So if this was a day look, I would stop with this amount. If I wanted it to look more dramatic, I could add more of this color to intensify that shadow. And I am gonna intensify it just a little bit more so that you can see that a little more on camera. But if I was doing a day look, that's where I would stop. Or if you like to have a little more drama even during the daytime hours, go for it. It's gonna look natural and it's gonna blend in really well. So let's grab some more of this. While I'm doing this, I just wanna mention, I love this palette. we've gone through several different palettes over the years, picking the one we liked the best. And this was the one we have just keeps coming back to, because you can add all of your colors. You can even put your brow pan in there. You can have everything you need in one simple little compact. And this is the color collection I've been using lately. I do sometimes add a pink to it, so that if I want to highlight pink, I'll use pink in place, like the raspberry sorbet in place of the hibiscus if I really want to warm up the eye with a pink punch. But right now we're going to go this way. Okay, so I've got my deep burgundy in, and this is acting like our brown base. So I actually do think I want to put a tiny bit more right here, because we want those to be perfectly balanced, because that's how our world works. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to blend this in. I'm just going to go ahead and use my large blender brush. I'm going to just brush off any white that might be there. And I'm going to just tap this in, moving those colors in. Nice. All right, are you ready for it? This is where it gets really exciting. So I'm going to go with the small blender brush again. And I just do this. I just brush it off on my hand or maybe like a hand towel. Okay, now we're gonna come in with this beautiful, now what this looks like is it's like if you took a neutral and you frosted it over with silver. And it's just so yummy. So where the ball of the eye is, right under where the iris would be when you close your eyes, so that roundest part, we're gonna tap this in here. And can you see that shimmer just come alive? Oh my goodness, I am so in love with this. There you go. Let's add it to our other eye here so we have balance. Oh, see, like surprising, huh? It just turns out so beautiful. I'm gonna brush any fallout here that might have come down. So those are our colors for our eye. And now what we're gonna use today is a retractable pencil eyeliner. And if you wanted this to be a night look, I would suggest using the liquid eyeliner, because you can really get a lot of drama, and if you have the space for it, doing a winged eyeliner. But for just a kind of a normal, versatile, everyday look, using a retractable eyeliner like this is really great. And we're not gonna draw it across, we're gonna do little tiny strokes. And we're trying to get that down into the lash line, because the purpose of eyeliner is to thicken the lashes and frame the eye. So if we want those lashes to look extra thick and full, we want to push the eyeliner down into the lashes. Now what's great about this one is it has a little buffer at the bottom. So oftentimes I'll use a liner brush when I'm using my other ones, but this one, it just saves you that much time and effort, and you can just turn this around. That allows you to push it into the lashes even more and smooth out any little hiccups in the stroke there. There we go, and you can do that. And then if you want to, because you have a tiny bit on here, you can just brush that right there in the corner of that eye on the lower lash. And it's not gonna have a harsh line because you just have a little bit of the residue, and it frames that out. So let's do the other eye now. Gonna just brush that in there. And if you have a hard time with eyeliners, you can always use a liner brush, and you just wet the tip and you dip it in any shadow you prefer, and you can just brush that along your lash line, and that is just foolproof, easy peasy. Maybe if you have an unsteady hand or that's a little hard to do. But this one is probably the next easiest solution, because the creamy consistency allows you to control it, and then that buffer on the end allows you to make sure you smooth out your line, get it just where you want it to be without too much more effort. Get it in there. There we go. We want to avoid any white line between the lash line and the eyelid. So I'm going to just push that in there a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. Blend that a bit. And I'm going to bring that down like I did before right there. You can see it's just ever so slight. And we're going to use our luxury mascara because we're feeling luxurious today. And then I did use, like I said, primer, and I've curled my lashes because we want to enhance everything that we have to work with. because this look is all about all natural. It's being natural and neutral. And what's great about these colors with like the Trinity and the Souffle is they're gonna work the same magic on any skin tone. So whether your skin is light, medium, dark, fair, anything in between or all around, it's gonna give you that depth and that shine because it's not any particular color. So I like to really brush it into the base. Get a little bit of mascara there. There we go. And then if you want to, you kind of comb those, tease those long outer lashes out just a little bit to give you a little bit of a flare. And that really gives you that wide-eyed, dramatic look. I'm just gonna tip the ends of my lashes just to intensify the color, saturate it a bit. And there, the eyes are done. Now we're gonna move on to cheeks. So we're using Tulip Blush, and this is kind of like a pinky orange. And the reason I like this for this is it gives that neutral, not trying to match any particular color palette look. But this is a very saturated color. This is playing by the type 4 rules with this one. So you tip just ever so lightly. I mean, it's like a dab, you're barely touching it. And brush it off because you don't wanna get that saturation in one spot. And you just come up along the cheekbone. You're creating that parallel reflection of your jawline right there. Up there. You can see I didn't even have to add. You have plenty in your brush for both sides. And then if you want to add a little warmth, you can brush that up there, a little bit along the jawline, just to add a little more color back in. Okay, so there's our base. But I really want to create a dewy, warm glow. So I'm going to take the other side of my blush brush, and this is that domed side. And I'm going to pick up the seashell highlighter. I'm going to put enough on my brush there that I can get a good amount. And I'm going to brush right here in my T-zone. I'm going to brush down my nose tip, on the tip of my chin, and then just above where I put that blush. And this is going to give me that beautiful, dewy, glowy, glow up look to our face here. So yeah, you can see it's not shiny, it's dewy. Final stage is, of course, we're keeping that neutral quality down through the lips. I'm going to use Pink Nude lip liner, and I have already lined my lips in the waterproof lip liner so my colors don't bleed out. And this allows me actually to write slightly out. So we're gonna draw outside the lines with this. So you've noticed I've taken that pencil line just slightly above my natural lip line. See the difference on both sides? Without the liner, with the liner. Because we're not using color, we can create a fuller top lip. Okay, and then I'm gonna just outside the lines as well on the bottom. Because this is all, like I said, enhancing what we already have. So we're just giving everything a little bit of a help. Blend it in. And then here's our final little magic trick here. So this is called Afterglow. It is a shimmery neutral that has a slight, ever so slight pinky purple undertone. And I just come up there because we're not using a lipstick. Just want to make sure all my lines are straight. And there you have it. You have a polish without any distinct colors. So you can wear this with any color combination. You can see I have it with a vibrant blue today. You can wear pinks, purples, reds, anything in between. And you can take these and mix and match them with any colors you do prefer that have a color quality. This allows you to punch another color too if you wanted. If you wanted to use a colored eyeliner, if you wanted to use a bold lip, you could do that too. I've tried it, many combinations, but I really have been using this almost every day for the last few weeks as I've practiced and tried out these colors. I was surprised. I know you're gonna be pleasantly surprised when you pull those out and try them too. This, like I said, is gonna give you that look where people are gonna wonder why you look so nice today, but they're not gonna be able to pull it out any specific colors because you're just gonna look like, I rolled out of bed and look this beautiful. So there you have it, a natural, neutral makeup look that you can wear day or night with any color combinations. Have fun experimenting and trying something new this month.